Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Deep Dive into Jason's Mind. I don't know how many episodes is this, but welcome back to another episode of this podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Jason. But here we go. Today we're gonna be actually talking about how to become either a better person or just how to become a generally good person. I'm not gonna lie, myself, I haven't been the best throughout the years, and maybe even 2 months ago, I wouldn't consider myself like a good person, or it's a very complicated topic. But today we're going full on audio because we're not doing video. Today we're gonna be talking about some story times. I'm gonna tell a story, and it could be personal to me, and I don't want to fuck with it. I don't want to show my facial reaction to the story that I'm talking about, because I just don't feel comfortable. Okay, I feel naked when I'm vulnerable, talking about things that are, not that deep, but it's more of a me issue. So blame it on me, whatever. But we are gonna get started. So, okay, before we're jumping into the fucking episode, I just want to give you guys some life update. So I just moved. I moved to a brand new apartment with 2 other roommates. Hopefully they're fucking amazing. I don't know how to fucking say this shit, but let me tell you one thing. This apartment is fucking amazing. The apartment complex, I swear to God, if there's a chance, I would show it to everybody without consequences. I don't want people finding out where I live. That's the thing. That's why I'm not showing it to other people. But whatever. Let's get into it. So recently, I got into a little bit of a fight with my old flatmate when I was still living in a student dorm. I moved out of the student dorm, so I got into a little argument with her. So this roommate in particular, I'm gonna try to make this very simple. So how am I gonna structure this podcast? I can't even speak today. It's late night. Okay, let me tell you what the time is. It's fucking 10:30, and I'm going to record a podcast episode now. Whatever, right? Listen, I got into a fight with my old flatmate. Okay, let's give her a name. Alice. Okay, so basically, Alice and I, we were friends. I mean, we still are, I guess. I don't know. It's very hard to define these days, but I'm saying nowadays, when we first met one another inside the student dorm, I feel like we became we got along. That's how I'm gonna describe it. So we got along, but throughout the last 6 months, there's always rough patches. It's been rough. It's always how we see things very differently, and to me, it's not difficult to deal with people that see things differently, because I consider myself as the very open-minded. I can sit in a room with people that have different opinions, and I wouldn't think that will affect me or the friendship in any way. I feel I can accept that other people can have different views, different perspectives, and different opinions about things that I might not fully agree with, and I feel that's normal, because everybody's unique. Everybody has different point of views of things, right? So let's talk about the incident, shall we? This sounds so silly when I'm thinking about it, but I feel it is so embarrassing to a point where it is ridiculously fucking embarrassing that I feel I have the need to talk about it, because it is actually very fucking embarrassing, and I don't want to fucking be I don't want to I don't want to try to make it seem like it is normal to have these sort of things. Like, it's not. Okay? So, when I first moved into the student dorm, me and two other roommates paid, like, to combinedly paid for, like, a bunch of appliances for, like, the kitchen, right? So, you know, so me and two other roommates, we did that. So it's three of us who paid for it. And then the two other roommates, they moved out early. So the appliances at the kitchen, or like wherever the fuck it is, they're left there. And I asked one of the roommates who, moved out the last, I was like, yo, I'm moving, I might need the vacuum. So I should probably take the vacuum, right? Like, is it okay if I take it? And then, the other roommate, she said, okay, cool. Like, of course you can take it. Like, I'm not going to fucking need it. So that's what I got. Like, that's how I received the message from her. So this other roommate, she's obviously super kind, super generous to let me take it. So it is like, previous. Okay, let's just back up. Okay, fast forward to like a week before I'm moving out. I took the vacuum. I was packing. I took the vacuum in my room. And I have to use the vacuum because, there's a lot of dust and all that and all this. And then I'm packing up the fucking vacuum. Listen, here's the thing. Remember Alice that I told you about? Fucking Alice and I were friends. And then Alice realized the vacuum was no longer in the kitchen. That allows other people to have access to it. And then Alice argued with me about the vacuum not being in the fucking kitchen. Look, this just sounds so embarrassing to even like talk about this. That's why I'm not showing this on video. Like, I'm laying on my bed. I don't care, literally. Fucking argued about a vacuum. Okay, so let's talk about my point of view and her point of view, which, hers I do not understand at all, but I'm gonna talk about it as my understanding. Like, I can't fully represent what she represent, but I can fully represent what she told me about her perspective. Okay, like, let's just keep it fair and unbiased. So from my perspective of the situation, I feel like since Alice didn't pay for it, I would have, like, I can just take it from the kitchen into my room to keep it there and do whatever the fuck I please with it, because listen, I fucking paid for it. And I asked other people who paid for it as well if I can take it. And they said it's okay, it's not a fucking problem. So I did. See, this is my perspective. I don't think there's anything wrong with taking it and putting it in my room. Because to a point, I feel like I don't feel entitled to this vacuum, but I'm fucking taking it. Okay, let's admit it. Let's fucking just admit it. I feel entitled to this vacuum because, first of all, I paid for it with two other people who like also agreed that I can take it, which isn't a problem. So from Alice's point of view, listen, this is what Alice told me and what I believe Alice is. Like, what I believe Alice told me, okay? This is at least what I believe Alice told me. Listen, I'm repeating myself because, I'm like nervous, but I don't want to get this wrong. So Alice said, I quote, I feel weird. Okay, Alice said, I quote, I feel weird that the vacuum has been in the kitchen for the past 6 months, and now that I couldn't take it from the kitchen and use it directly. End quote. And then I said, okay, Jason said, yo, if you want to use it, you can always text me, ask me, and I'll of course give it to you, because I'm packing it up, like I'm moving. So here we go. And then Alice I quote what Alice is saying right now. What she said, I quote, "Why, like, I've been using it from the kitchen freely and have access to it for the last 6 months. Why now that I have to beg it from you every time I want to use it?" Okay. And I said, of course you don't have to bag it. Like, you're not fucking bagging it. You're just asking for it, And you didn't pay for it. And Alice, you didn't fucking pay for it, So for sure you can't be entitled to this vacuum, right? And then Alice said this, okay, I quote, "It's not my fault that I didn't pay for it. When you and 2 other roommates paid for all the appliances, I wasn't here, so it couldn't be my fault that I didn't pay for it." And at that moment, Mr. Jason Lai froze, because I just don't know how to react. Like, I don't fucking know how to react. Like, I just don't understand this mentality at all. And I don't know, like, from my point of view, I always try to make everything in my control. Like, I always try to, make it fair and make it unbiased and make it, like, just keep it fair and nice for everybody. Like, keep it pleasant for everybody, because I'm not a people pleaser, but I do want to make everything nice. So just to make it convenient for myself and convenient for other people too, because I'm considerate, okay? Sorry, I'm using the word people pleaser because I just fucking listened to a fucking podcast about fucking people pleasers. But here we go. Like, I'm considerate, okay? So here is the thing. But I just don't understand Alice's mentality. Like, it is very ununderstandable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so confused at this moment. And then after the argument died down, like, whatever, right? And then what happened was, the next day in the morning, actually it's not the morning, it's like 2 in the afternoon, Alice knocked on my door. At that point, I was in my room, but I was so annoyed, and I feel so offended by her, like, action or whatever. Like, I just didn't feel like responding, right? However, I don't usually lock my door. Red flag. I don't usually lock my door. So she just bust in and asked for the vacuum. And I didn't know what to do. I was so shocked. But since she asked, she took it. But I feel super, like, extremely violated under this circumstance, because it's like somebody just fucking knocked. I didn't respond, and she fucking came into my fucking room and grabbed the fucking vacuum. Like, she didn't steal it, but I'm saying, like, she just bust in. That action really, really, like, scares me. Like, the trust at that moment between me and Alice broke, because it's like, what is this behavior? Like, if she can do this, she's capable of doing this. Like, does she has she done it before? Or, like, somebody just broke my trust, like, in real time, like this. And I was so shook. Okay. After that, obviously, I texted her. I was like, please, like, just do not come to my room ever like this ever again. And I want the vacuum back, okay? Because she's been keeping it for like 3 hours, like, whatever. Like, it's not that long when, to be fair, but like I feel like she has like an ulterior motive. So I don't want to like let her keep it in whatsoever way, right? Here's the thing. After, she returned the vacuum, maybe like after like an hour or like 2 hours after that, she texted me. And guess what she said? She said she needs to vacuum. Listen, I have no business into, putting my nose all up into other people's business because of a fucking vacuum. But to be making sense, like, there's no need for this, right? There's no need for this. And I just couldn't, like, literally, like, the moment she, like, I just ignored her text and like all that. Okay, listen. Here we go. Here's the interesting part of the story. It might sound very boring, but like if you actually listen, you'll know. So in revenge, actually it's not even revenge. I just became lazy that day, and I didn't wash my dishes for my lunch and dinner, and then I just put it like either next to the sink or like into the sink, like whatever, I don't remember. And like of course it's mine. Like, I'm not gonna deny that it's not mine, right? But literally, like, when Alice went into the fucking kitchen, she called me and she started, accusing me of not washing my dishes. Okay, I was born like this. Okay, I'm not gonna say like I don't lie and all this, but okay, shut up. Everybody fucking lies. So like, let's just keep it real. And then of course I denied the accusations of like me not washing my dishes and, just dumping it all over the fucking kitchen. So like, whatever, right? Like, and I'm already like, cause it's the week of me moving out. Like, I'm not about to deal with all this fucking bullshit. And like, whatever the fuck happened after, like, from that moment, like, after Alice called me, like, it's so hard to use like an alias for like a real person, but after Alice called me, like, about like 10 minutes later, I called one of my friends who lives like around me. I fucking like jumped, like, not jumped, but like I fucking ran to her apartment. Like, I just want to escape my student dorm for like a moment. Like, I need some other environment because this is getting too much for me. Like, I need to escape from like the dishes that I didn't wash, or like I need to escape from like the environment where Alice is present. Like, I just don't want to do it anymore. It's so, like, to me it's so toxic because Alice keep pushing and pushing, and I don't like pressure. So I keep giving myself excuse, like, whatever, and then I just ran away. So whatever. So after I was in my friend's place, I was like, okay, whatever, I'm just chatting and catching up with my friends and, like, just having fun and all that. And I get 3 texts. Listen, I get 3 different, actually no, it's probably like 6 text messages from 3 different people. First of all, from Alice. Alice is like, "You're such a big liar. Like, I didn't realize you're a big fucking liar." Like, whatever, right? Like, we can just ignore Alice at this point. And I get another message from another roommate saying that, why haven't you cleaned your dishes, Well, and I asked my friend, okay, this is so wrong. Please don't do this. Like, please just don't do this. Like, do not take me as a reference. Like, I don't feel like this is the right guide. Like, this is the right thing to do when it comes to like situations like this, But I'm just gonna tell you because this is what happened, and I don't wanna fucking, like, I don't, like, be for real. I don't wanna give out like bad advice to people, like, but I'm just saying what happened. So Alice, okay, where was I? Okay, and like, like I get free like three different texts from like other people that lives in the same flat in the fucking student dorm. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, is Alice going this far to telling everybody and accusing, like, talking shit about me to like everybody else? Like, that's what I believe in. That's my assumption, at least for for now. This didn't happen that late. Like, it happened last week, and like I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this bitch? Like, I didn't fucking call you out when you didn't wash your dishes for like 3 weeks. I didn't do any of this. Like, I don't manipulate other people into thinking that you didn't wash your dishes, although you didn't wash your fucking dishes, although that was the truth. But listen, if I fucking do this, like, if the situation was flipped, if I'm doing this to Alice would fucking flip and come stab me in the neck. I swear to God. And she won't be okay with things like this. And when it's happening to her, but she can do it to everybody else. And it's just fucking insane to me. Like, I didn't like this person. Okay, look. But after that, like, there's not much going on, but she gave me 8 missed calls. Like, 8 fucking missed calls and 14 texts. Which is not that crazy. But I just ignored her completely. Like, to be honest, like, I literally don't want to deal with people like this anymore in my entire life. Like, somebody turned toxic that minute, you're out the door. Like, I don't give a fuck about you. Like, you do whatever the fuck you want. Like, it's none of my business anymore. So let's talk more about things that happen with Alice, because I feel like Alice is a very good example for like Alice is a real life example. Because, okay, so all I'm talking about, like the story time, like the incident, nothing is made up. This is all real life. It's just Alice is just like a fucking alias for, the real fucking name. But here we are. Okay, I'll call this the SIM card incident to me, because, okay, this is like, what, 2 weeks after I met Alice. Like, it should have been a red flag that I didn't spot. Like, I didn't spot the red flag, but whatever. So it should have been a red flag. But I'm just not very good at like spotting people. That's why I know the wrong people all the time. Here we go. So this is 2 weeks into meeting Alice. She moved in later than I did, and we kind of get along, so we're like hanging out or whatever. So she needed help with her, SIM card plan. Well, for reference, like, I'm not a very helpful person. Listen, like, I'm not saying that I don't help my friends. Like, yeah, I do help my friends. But I'm saying that when I first meet somebody else, like, I'm not helping you in any sort of way. Like, you haven't earned that trust, and I'm just not like that. Like, I don't easily trust people, so I can't just help people out of the blue, whatever. And then Alice asked for help from me to, like, register my card on the phone, like SIM card plan, and then, just help her with like whatever the fuck she needed. And like, it's regarding money. So when it comes to me, and when it's regarding anything like money related, like, I don't like having money exchanges with friends. Like, I feel like it is a very complicated issue. Like, money just changes relationships, and I don't like it. Like, although it actually shows like the true form of a person, I don't like clinging money onto like friendships, relationships, like whatever. Except for my parents. Like, my parents fucking give me allowance, so like, let's forget about that. But this, like, the things that I have with money is like very serious to me, and I take it very seriously. Like, I have boundaries about money. Like, I do not lend or borrow money from friends or family, except for my parents. So here's the thing. I decline. I don't want to help. And then fucking Alice flipped at me. Alice said, and I quote, "You would have been the first person that I would expect you to help me. You know, like I would have come to you the first and expect you to help me. Why? Like I don't know why didn't you help me? Like, like, you know, blah blah blah, like blah blah blah." And like just flipping at me, and at the moment I reacted like, oh my god, what the fuck, right? And then I just started comforting her. I was like, okay, you know what, then, if you flip like this, then I'll help you because I'm a fucking pussy. But it's just like yo, then sure. And then out of Alice's mouth, Alice was like, it's fine, leave it, I'll find somebody else to help. Like, motherfucker, that line made me feel so bad. It wouldn't make me feel as bad if I actually helped Alice, but Alice had to make me feel bad about this, which I do not like about this. Like, Alice is a very good example of a bad person. Like, I just need to tell, like, I don't mean to badmouth Alice, but I feel like talking shit is a very, like, essential part of life, because you need a channel to, like, vent about your life, like vent about things that are bothering you and speak it out, and it's just very, it makes life easier. Okay, let's put it this way. So yeah, so Alice just flipped for me not helping her, which is very odd. Like, and I've just met her for 2 weeks. Like, it's not like we're into like a very very deeply connected friendship. Like, and she had to make me feel so bad for not helping her, that she couldn't actually respect the choice that I don't help her and I have personal boundaries. And that is what a bad person is. Like, that is what I deemed as a bad person. Has literally zero respect for other people and only cares about themselves. It's not, hold on. My friend told me this word is like, it's very similar to selfish, and it's not the word selfish. It starts with a C. It's called like conceiving, or like not conceiving, like whatever. Like, the difference between selfish and, hold on, okay, hold on, I'm trying to conceited. Oh yeah, conceited. So I have this. So my friend told me about this word since I told her about Alice. And listen. So according to the dictionary, like, I proudly admit to be a fucking selfish person. And I feel like being selfish is okay. Like, at the end of the day, like, I feel like being selfish is not entirely a bad thing. To me, I feel like it could also be a good thing. It could even be a fucking good thing in your life to be selfish, because sometimes you're too generous. And listen to me, you are too fucking generous, and being selfish is fine. So here's a definition of selfish and conceited. So selfish means holding one's self-interest as the standard for decision making. That is what I did. I'm a selfish person. Listen. However, conceited means having an excessively favorable opinion of one's ability, appearance, etc., vain and egotistic. From my understanding of what conceited means, is what I only think about myself, and I'll go out of my way in other people's expense to gain benefit for myself. That's what my understanding of the word conceited is. And I describe Alice as a conceited person. And I feel like this is a very accurate, description based on the incident of, the vacuum and like whatever, right? The fucking story that I just told, and the thing, and the fucking SIM card incident. And listen, to me, I feel like Alice is a very manipulative person. And I have a guide to be a good person right here. Based on Alice, I'm, from now on, during this podcast episode, I'm going to see everybody else as Alice, as the same standard as Alice, as conceited as Alice. And here we go. So, here's a guide. first of all, be more considerate. Flip the situation and see if you're okay with it. Because if you're not okay with it, why are you doing it to other people? For example, if I am to force you to help me with something, and I'm forcing you to help me with, like, I'm thinking about forcing somebody to help me with something of my own, right? If I flip the situation and I try to put my shoe in the other person's, oh fuck, I try to walk another day in another person's shoe, okay, let's not make this fucking complicated with like expressions and shit. Like, I just want to say, if I'm experienced being forced to help somebody with their own things, I'll feel used, I'll feel manipulated into the situation, I'll feel being taken advantage of, and I do not like the feeling. Like, personally, I do not like the feeling, so I will not do that to other people. Vice versa, right? Like, you should think like this. If something bad is to happen to you, like if you're trying to do something to other people, think about how the other people will feel before you do something like this. And then this is your first step to become a better person, or / a good person, like whatever, right? Everybody's standard of a good person is different. But I'm not saying, like, I did not agree with Alice's, version of a good person, because Alice is definitely not a fucking good person. So here we go. Second of all, other than being considerate, also be selfish, and be fair. Okay, not be selfish, but be fair, because I couldn't think of another word. Okay, let's be fair. Be fair. If okay, hypothetically, okay, how to say be fair? If you're going out to dinner with somebody, okay, so you as a person and another person, so it's a table for two. So when you ate, like, okay, so let's say you ordered 10 dish. Let's say you ordered 10 course, not 10 course, what the fuck? Let's say you ordered like 10 fucking dish, like including like fucking appetizer. And you were so hungry, you ended up eating 7 of them. And the other person ate 3. Are you gonna split the bill? Are you gonna fucking split the bill? Like, personally, if I'm in the fucking restaurant, like if I'm looking at the fucking bill, I'm gonna offer to pay 70% of the bill, because I want to feel fair, and I don't want the other person to have some deeply, resentment towards me, because I feel like that is very toxic. And and I feel like I like that, because I feel equal. Like, I feel like that is fair on the other person and on myself too, because I ate 7, so I'm not holding myself accountable, but like, I want to say I'm being responsible with what I ate. I'm paying for what I took. I'm paying for what I ate in the fucking restaurant. So I'm being responsible, and I'm accountable. Like, I am accountable to the situation. Like, I hold myself accountable to, what I ate, and, I'm fucking paying for it. So fair, right? Do not split the bill when this is the case, because this is unfair, and it creates this situation where it is unfair on the other person. You'll either lose a friend or, lose a date, like whatever. Moving on. Okay, I literally forgot. I literally had a fucking point about this. Like, I just forgot about it. Think. Okay, think. Hold on. Let me just think. I feel like becoming a more, like, a good person, I feel like I feel like this is a very good element to it, but like, it's sort of like off topic, but it's not really, because I feel like speaking up, like, not like talking about your feelings or whatever, but I feel like if you let other people know how you feel immediately, that is very helpful into becoming a good person. But I'm not saying that it is like necessary into becoming a good person. Because to be honest, okay, if you don't feel like sharing something with other people that you feel guilty over, or like like you just you don't feel like treating them fair, or like you don't feel like doing some good deeds, and you just don't do it and don't say anything about it, or like you had some sort of like feelings that you don't want to you don't say it, like you feel embarrassed to share, like when you feel petty, like when you don't okay, listen, when you don't want to share something and you feel petty, it is embarrassing to admit that you are petty. It is embarrassing to admit that you feel certain type of way about sharing things. But in my opinion, I feel like if you actually come clean with your feelings with your friends or like your romantic partner, I feel like that is actually very cool. Like okay, if you're being like, after you share your feelings and if you're being judged, let loose, please. Like, don't be friends or like be around people like this, because a real one will never judge you. Like, a real one will never judge you. Okay, if like your girlfriend, okay, let's say if like your girlfriend and you fucking just just had something, okay, and you don't want to admit that you feel certain type of way about it, but you did, and you open up to your girlfriend, there's only two outcomes to this, okay? Your girlfriend is either going to appreciate your effort to open up, appreciate it, and become closer and feel a bond, connect together. Or if your girlfriend is going to judge you because you feel this way. Yeah, so this is a two fucking outcome. So the second outcome is actually bad. So I suggest you fucking break up with your girlfriend, because I feel like this is just not gonna work out. Like, never gonna fucking work out. So this is the third point of becoming to a good person. Like, I don't know what else. Like, I'm sure, of course, there's gonna be more, but to be like, from my personal experience and my personal point of view, I feel like becoming a good person consists of the things that I just said previously, because I feel like those are actually very important, because those, to me, those are the core. To be fair, to admit to your own feelings, like you don't have to tell people, but accept that in your heart. Don't deny your feelings. Like, don't invalidate your own feelings, because a lot of people do that. Even I do that. And okay, be fair, and what else? Like, what fucking else? And be selfish. No, not be selfish. But like, just don't be fucking like, just be a good person. Like, I already forgot what I said. Like, I forgot the first point. Like, I'm not gonna lie. But here we go. Like, I just want to say, this story time, like, it's just so fucking crazy. Like, I've never dealt with anyone more ridiculous than fucking Alice. So thank you for listening to this podcast episode, because I didn't film it. And I hope I'll see you guys as soon as possible, because I just moved and I'm very excited about filming in this new place. And if you have made it this far, you know what I'm about to say. Just follow me on Instagram as like __JASONLAI. So it's __ Jason Live for all social media, Instagram, TikTok. Actually, those two are the only ones that I have, and I'm almost quitting TikTok. I'm not gonna fucking lie. TikTok is so time consuming, but I love it. Like, it's like, I don't hate TikTok, but it's just, it's bad for you, but you still love it. It's like alcohols and like shit. So yeah, if you want to keep up with me personally, my Instagram, and if you're listening this on YouTube, you might want to subscribe. It's free to my two channels, like to the podcast channel and my vlog channel. Like, that's not my vlog channel, that's my main channel, and to my podcast channel. Like, I feel like it is just amazing to have two YouTube channels. Like, I love you guys. So yeah, thank you for listening to this podcast episode. Like I truly, truly wish that everybody, including myself, can like head towards like a very good direction of, just becoming a better person in general, because this is important in life. And I do believe in karma. And I feel like if you have been a bad person, throughout your life, at some point, karma's gonna fucking hit you. And not necessarily karma, but something you did might backfire. Like, it could fucking backfire to your fucking face and blow it up. And it'll suck. Like, and you'll regret every fucking moment that you've been a bad person to other people. So, like, that's just what it is. And thank you very much for, listening and, aka, like, quote, watching this fucking episode. Like, I love you guys so much. Like, thank you. Okay, bye. I'm going to bed now after I upload this fucking episode. Like, I don't give a fuck no more. Like, I need to sleep. It's 11:01 p.m. I can't deal with this no more. Okay, goodbye. Good night, goodbye. Okay, bye.